Alrighty. Hello everybody, welcome back. We are going to continue working on Dreadtail. So, I put together these vents in an offline recording session. We got this vent, and then we also have a vertical one. And we also put together this generator, which is going to be present in every safe room. So, cool beans. This looks pretty nice. Okay, I want to do an experiment. I want to set up maybe some hanging vine type things. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna try to create some hanging vine sprites, and for that, we're gonna make a couple of versions, a couple of shapes. Just like that. We're gonna save the scale, apply the scale. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that we get rectangles. And then we can subdivide, and subdivide one more. Maybe like that. Perfect. And then I want to create deformation. So we're gonna do displace. Actually, we might have to join everything for the time being. Oh. Welcome, Zoltan. Oh, why is my couch floating? Okay, let's do clouds. Shade smooth. We can resize this a bit. Okay, now I am going to take the middles of all these pieces. I'm going to drag them forward with proportional scaling. There we go. And combined with the displacement, that is essentially what we get. Okay, nice. Now then, we're going to unwrap everything, and then pack it all up. Now, it is important that this stuff is facing the right side up. Hello, welcome. Let's make a new material just for a sec. Can I do gradient? No, I think we need to set this up in here. Shader editor. And then gradient. Okay, we need to do ramp. Come on. Color ramp. That goes in here. And then UV. UV map goes in somewhere. Let's do this. Let's make sure that we can't rotate stuff. Hey, the gang's all here. Look at that. Okay, since we have some space left over here, I'm gonna make another copy. Cool, so nothing is rotated. That looks good. Maybe we can increase the margin so I can see them in between. There we go. Nice. Okay, cool. And that's good. So what I'm going to do now is take these UVs. We're going to export. Let's see. Export UV layout. This is going to be PNG, 1024, sure. All UVs. Yes. Okay, so this is going to go Grid Tail Escape, Assets, Textures, Painted. Okay, and this is... okay, so this is Vine Plains. There we go. Cool. So I think I'm going to try creating another brush. Might have to use something. I don't think the existing brush is going to work very well. Let's do 2048. Whoa, easy. Don't be burning down my computer now. 2048 by 2048 is good. And we need to import file layer. Cool. All right, so we're going to Dreadtail, Assets, Textures, Painted. Okay. There's our UV map. We're going to add, oh, not a transparency mask. We need to add a transform mask. And that, we can actually transform. Okay. Now that looks a little awkward. It doesn't, ah, man. That, why did it not export the border? That's useless. Modified? UVs from the modified mesh. Size? What the hell? Yo, why is it... Hold on. Okay. Let me try... JPEG. No JPEG. Okay. Well, this seems stupid. It doesn't export a rectangular UV map. Yeah, look. Top left corner is the top left corner of the UV island. And yet here, the top left corner has a gap. What is this? What hot garbage is this? Give me the full rectangle, you idiot. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this. What's the PNG resolution? Well, it doesn't matter what the PNG resolution is, because if I take a look at hold on a sec. Export UVs. Ah, damn it. Okay, hold on. Dreadtail, Assets, Textures, Painted, Vine Plains. Okay. I don't know what's happening with Windows. It's like refusing to display this stuff. 1024 by 1024. The image is correct. Is my 2048, 2048. I think Krita is actually being retarded. I think Krita is scaling only the visible pixels, not the whole image. Oh, that is stupid. Yeah, the image is rectangular, but I think Krita is just being an idiot. It's like, yeah, let's just, hold on. Is this a property, maybe? Hello. Okay, hold on, let's see. Accurate with instant preview. Position shear. Okay, so I guess... What the heck? Okay, so that's not going to work then. Let's try dragging it as a new layer. Nope. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to... Man. Okay, let's just do this. There you go. And we'll just select everything. We're going to ignore that rectangle afterwards. Export layout. Dreadtail. Oh, come on. I can't press the letter T to go to the folders that start with the letter T. Except I need P for painted. Okay, let's do, I guess, 2048 right away. Well, it's not that I just need to scale it by 200. Notice that the transform touches the very corner of the UV, right? But in reality, there's a whole margin gap between that corner of the UV and the edge of the UV map. So it wouldn't be aligned. It wouldn't be accurate. Because Crit is like, oh yeah, you want to transform this? Sure. Instead of transforming, showing you the gizmo around the whole image, let's just show you the gizmo around the first pixel that I detect. Okay, perfect. So, that's fine. I think we found a solution. We'll just have that rectangle sit there for the sake of exporting the whole thing. And, okay, Dreadtail, Dreadtail, Dreadtail. Cool. Then we do painted. There we go. See? That gap is kind of important if we want things to line up. Okay. So, that's all good. What do we need now? Now, we need to make a leaf. Do we make a smooth leaf or do we make a harsh one? I feel like I should go for something fairly yellow. Simply because, you know, these are vines that are inside, in the shade, outside of the reach of sun. So they're not really doing too good. Hmm. Well, by the end of this, I'll be able to draw all the leaves for Atomicon project I'll ever need, because we're getting a lot of that leaf painting experience. Also, this is a very veiny leaf. Okay. I think this might be a pixel art brush. It is. Let's not do that. There's actually quite a lot of interesting smudge brushes that achieve quite fascinating effects. I kind of wish they weren't smudge brushes though, and we just have regular brushes that would achieve that effect for you. Well, let's see. Yes, we have this, and then we go to, I think it's blue ones right here. Mm-hmm. Hey, you two in the comments, cease the worshipping right now. This is making me mighty uncomfortable. Okay. There we go. To be completely honest, I'm just pulling this completely out of my ass. Just want to do a bit of an experiment. All right, let's see. I think I need to do some color variation on the base leaf itself. Yes, today I'm working on Dreadtail. Okay, that's actually interesting. It's probably better than what I would have ended up with if I painted it. Let's do maybe a bit of satin, or excuse me, bevel and emboss. Oof. A little much. Oh, man, that sucks. Okay, let's maybe do inner shadow. Okay, sure. We'll work with this. All right, let's do some color variations here. So pick this. Let's do this. And then we have to first paint it on. And only then we'll be able to blend it in. Hold on. I think I have a preset. There we go. That has all the brushes already in place. Mm-hmm. Okay. And let's try to do a little bit of a fade on the outside. Let's see, airbrush. Maybe we can multiply it. Well, it's a very veiny leaf. Let me do like yellow tips. Sure. All right. Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Let's save it up. This goes to Dreadtail, assets, brushes. And then what we're gonna do here is export this also as a PNG file. Beautiful. And we need to set up a new brush. Working on multiple projects in one time. So you work on a project, you get bored of it, you get working on another project. That's pretty much the gist of it. Because it's a totally different approach, because technically the project gets finished on a much longer time frame. But you know, when you're the only one working on the project or working with a very small team, there's no point in trying to force the project. It's, you know, if you ever tried to force a shit, you know that that's very painful. And I'd like to think that the same analogy will apply here. All right, I don't wanna rip my proverbial soul in half. Okay, I'm gonna get the spacing. I need to select the leaf. Where is the leaf? There we go. There's the leaf. Now we're gonna use this as a color image. There we go. And then let's do rotation. Rotation is going to be based on, I guess, the drawing direction. Okay, good. But also, I'm going to do time. Do you need a drawing tablet to make good art for your games? It would definitely help a lot in the long run. Think of it this way. You can technically frame a house using a stone, but having a hammer sure helps. You know, right tool for the right job. You don't have to have an expensive tablet. You can find ones on Amazon from Huan or XPPan or Vake. Any of those Chinese will do just fine. I've been using the Huan tablets for pretty much my entire journey. And yeah, they work pretty well. Have you got the credits for the David Attenborough voice? Not yet. Working on it. Let's do scatter. Size, ratio, spacing. Cool. What do we want to do? We want scatter. Where's scatter? There's scatter. Okay. We don't want that much. Okay. Can we also do... Our size is based on pressure. The heck is a fuzzy dab? Time, perspective, distance. Man, why can't they just have, like, I don't know, a random property? This seems ridiculous. Okay, give me 1 sec. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to press. Whew, okay. Man, I'm receiving a scam call from, this is the Amazon computer. You have purchased an iPhone for $800. If this correct. That's when I usually let the message complete, press 1, wait until a human comes on, and I drop the most racist shit I can think of on the spot. I have no sympathy for these people. Okay, this is pretty cool, but I think maybe we can have some color variation. Ooh, we can do darken. Can we make it based on rotation? Nope. If we do rotation, we gotta remove this. Nope. Man, why is there no random? This makes no sense. How much do drawing tablets cost? $50, $60. You can find some on Amazon. Let's see. Yeah, like this one, XP pen, $50. This one I've used this before, $50. This is Canadian, by the way, which is more expensive than pretty much any other currency. Right? So yeah, something like this, you'll be perfectly fine. Okay. We could use drawing angle. No, that doesn't seem to do anything. Source darken. Color texture. Okay, let's see if I can use, say, pressure to drive the hue difference here. No, that doesn't do anything. You know what? Maybe we don't do time. Maybe we just stick to having the angle. And what else can we do? Tangential pressure. Nah, sure. No tangential pressure, but scatter could probably be toned down quite a bit more. Okay. I don't need flow. I don't need opacity. Hmm. You know, maybe the issue is that we just have one leaf. Let's see. Can I combine this into one? And then treat it as one leaf and then make another? Let's double check that real quick. Well, okay, almost. There we go. Try adding a subtle shadow. Yeah, that could work. Okay, I just want to double check if we can get some variation here, though. So, let's say we do this, and we go into the brush settings. Predefined. Oh, I think we lost the other brush. We didn't save it. Stamp. Animate it. I think this would work. Oh, interesting. You can make it be based on angle. Choose an image based on angle. That's cool. Let's do random. Yes. Okay, we don't want this to be an alpha mask. Looks like we don't have a choice in that. Apparently. Well, that's not very useful. Hmm. It's definitely random, but it doesn't allow us to do... Huh. Create mask from color. No, don't do that. Let's try this again. Ah, there we go. Now that allows us to use the actual color. And it's animated. Beautiful. That's what we want. Okay, so now I guess we are going to create a few of these. Maybe not. Let's try that again. Okay. It's the Batman logo from another universe. Yes, this is for the vines. Just doing a bit of a brush making experiment. I don't know what kind of leaf that is. Yeah, these are some wildly make-believe leaf shapes. Um, hmm. Sure. I think that's enough. Realistic to the eye, yet alienish. Yeah, no tie back to anything I've ever seen before. For many, many years after the game comes out, there shall be documentaries talking of the leaves and how the leaves have influenced the artistic direction of the game. How it was a impressive feat of creative ingenuity, when in reality, nah, I was just too lazy to look up references. By the way, fellas, here's an interesting thought experiment. So, looking at some of the interviews of the Fallout developers, there's a concept where the developers try to justify players' choices, try to validate players' choices by implementing multiple play paths. So, from the interview with I think the writer, or maybe it was a GDC talk, the developer had talked about the every quest or every major obstacle having multiple paths to solving that obstacle. They can sneak past it, they can shoot past it, they can talk past it. So, with that in mind, something that I find myself doing every time I play Fallout is pack ratting. Like every time I pack rat everything, all the guns, all the all the trinkets, fans. Even though like I'm playing New Vegas. I don't like there's literally nothing to craft in New Vegas. Everything is crap, more or less. It's useless, and I still pack rat. I know it's gonna be just hugging up my inventory space. Um, but this is something that I want to focus when I get to Atomicon. Get get the items that you collect actually have a useful purpose, which means crafting and building, um, putting emphasis on usability of the things you find. But if you've ever pack ratted in Fallout, you will know that it's very easy to get over encumbered, and now you have to sacrifice the things that you are carrying so that you can either snatch whatever the heck you found again, or just being able to hobble your way out of the mess you've created. So how do we deal with that? I like pack ratting because it's like, oh, I need everything. I'm a hoarder. Um, anything and everything. Those screws, those screws in Fallout 4 are mighty rare. You scrap the whole car, you get 4 screws out of it. Um, so I want to justify the player being able to say pack rat everything and not get the penalty for not being able to fast travel or being over encumbered. How would one justify, right? This is my choice. Like I feel like I want to play this game as a pack rat, as a mule, right? So how would one solve this problem? Allow the player to pack rat. My initial idea is to have a perk that allows you to have unlimited carry capacity, but it comes at a cost of reduced stats. So all of your stats get a penalty. And maybe the more you carry, the more of a penalty you get. But you can still run around, you can still fast travel, you can still do battle, right? Do you only work on games while live streaming? Sometimes I'll just do like an offline. I will still record it, and it's still gonna go on the website, but I'll just do like an offline session, just because so, like yesterday, I actually did a little bit of 3D modeling yesterday on the vents. I made some vents, and yeah, I mean they turned out pretty gosh darn well. Got this one over here. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got this vent. I made this piece right here. It's a generator that is found in safe rooms. It's kind of hard to see though. I also made a long vent like this. Yeah, quick little props I had to put together. On the level where I walk back to the house from the other side of the map over encumbered just to give the finger to the game. Yeah, but it kind of sucks though. Implement a delivery service that comes with a fee. That is another thing that that I was considering. Having like a robot mail service, you just drop it in, and then the items would show up at whatever mail destination you have. Okay, let's see here. Could even implement zones based on danger hostility that influence the time it takes and the price. Yeah, yeah. What are the solutions we got? We got a perk that reduces your stats, but gives you the ability to do unlimited carry weight. And we get mail delivery service. Like a courier. Gonna be delivering that platinum chip. Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess we can just darken it now. Hmm. Unlimited carry weight perks throw the immersion to the bin. Maybe. Other than that, you can have like an actual mule. Now it's a robot. That's basically what companions are, to be honest. It's I there was actually a mod in Fallout 4, which is just a big robot that's basically like a flying refrigerator. You put stuff into it, and yeah, it just follows you around, and you can stash stuff into it, and then send it off whenever, whatever. The funny thing is, there's a bug. Pretty sure it's a bug that was never patched in Fallout 4, where you can open the companion's inventory and then put all of your stuff into the companion's inventory, and eventually, when they run out of carry weight, you won't be able to put anything else. But if you close the inventory and then click on the companion and tell them to pick up a gun or a prop or whatever, they'll still go there and they'll still pick it up. And you can use that method to continue filling their inventory past their carry weight limit. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the shadow. Let's do it like this instead. Okay, so the only thing that we need is oh, this darkening underneath. Okay, I think we might be able to just use a brush, regular brush, instead of smudging. Let's see. Interesting. Not only does this paint, but this also smudges. Oh, that's cool. Hmm. Mezzy. Hello. Was planning on working on the game will work out with the fever. Ah, man. That sucks. It's those baguettes, aren't they? The baguettes got into you. Baguettes be gone. Okay, this is actually a really interesting brush. I can like paint and then smudge around it. Fascinating. All right, sure. Baguettes, are you saying Antoine did this? Maybe. Maybe I told him to do it. Maybe those weren't. Maybe it's not a baguette factory at all. Maybe it's just missiles shaped like baguettes. I think that's what the French military secret weapon is. It's not rockets, it's not missiles, it's baguettes infused with bad body odor. Okay, man, these are actually really interesting brushes. Huh, I gotta do more experimentation with them. They actually behave a little bit kind of like, what is it? Gouache? Or maybe even acrylics, because you can push them around after you've plucked it down. Do you know the CS source videos? I don't. We got another Retroactive Gamers recording session coming up on the 26th. Maybe we can do a little bit of voice work for the Artag Rise project. Okay. And then maybe I'll just go over this as well, so that everything is nice and uniform. Have you finished Outer Wilds? Yes. Man, what an amazing game. Absolutely loved it. I think the fact that the story, the central mystery, propels you to want to discover what the actual backstory is such a powerful component of the game. Absolutely amazing. Like no hand holding, and yet you still find your way to discover all the puzzle pieces. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, I think that should be good. Let me try something. If I were to do this and then grow it by 2 pixels, not a whole lot will be left. Let's do 1. And then if I do this, maybe go slightly brighter. Ooh, not what I need. There we go. Hmm. Okay, sort of. It's not really what I want. Let me try something else. Let me try inner glow. Like 1 pixel. Hmm. That could work. Why do we make a survival game like Rust? Um, I do want, I do like survival components, but not like Rust. Okay, maybe we can also do outer glow and establish a little bit of a, almost like ambient occlusion. Hey, that could work. Interesting. Okay. So it almost gives it like a nice rounded look. Cool. Okay, so let's copy layer style. So like Sons of the Forest. Um, there's several games from which I can borrow components. It's not based on any one particular game. Like for example, Sublunar's the source of inspiration is very obvious, right? It's um, Subnautica, right? So that's fairly obvious. With Atomicon again, yes, we've got Fallout, the source of inspiration. But there's certain things that I want to change. Certain pet peeves that I didn't really like all that much. Hmm, cool. This actually makes it pretty usable. Okay, So with that in mind, we have 5 leaves. Let's go in here, make a new pixel brush. Let's save new brush preset immediately. We're gonna call it, what are we gonna call it? Vine leaves 2. Make a stamp. It is going to be animated and random. Okay, size and spacing. Okay, no opacity, no flow. Seems a little light. Can't really shrink this window. Well, hold on. Alpha mask. We're going to use color image. That's more like it. Okay. Beautiful. Next, we're going to do rotation based on drawing angle. Okay, now this is sideways if I paint with the mouse. And it's this way. Interesting. So if I use the pen, the pressure can control the rotation, which is cool and all. But I feel like I need maybe 180. Almost. Let's do 145. Okay, even less. Let's do 100. Hmm. I think we need the strength to be reduced as well. Okay. Okay, I don't want to multiply. I think I want to add. Cool. Size. Let's not control size. Okay, that's cool, except maybe scatter. Just a little bit. I said just a little bit. Maybe. I guess maybe the size can be based on pressure. Okay, let's override. Beautiful. And now what do we do? Well, we have our texture here. These are various leaves we got for the vines. As long as we don't leave the UV space, we should be good. I have to make sure that I paint upstroke or downstroke to control which direction the leaf stems are pointing. Oh, don't do that. Okay, so that's good. That's the first layer. And let's see if we can get some stems. Sounds like Zoltan has found something, judging by his choice of emotes. Found the bed halfway asleep. Get some rest, man. Okay, one of those leaves is sticking outside. That's not good. Ah, man. The goddamn. I ended up accidentally changing the property of the brush to a triangle. And I didn't notice that it gave me jagged edges until the very end. Well, gonna do that again. Okay, assets, textures, painted. Okay. Okay, that's much better. Just want to make sure there's no floating leaves anywhere. This might actually look pretty good. All these angles create an interesting level of complexity. Hey, look who's in the comments. Okay, everyone who's in the comments. Everyone who's in the comments. You see that second last comment right there? You see that? See that username? Drop everything you're doing and take a look at it right now. Yeah, that's my dad. He's the one responsible for spawning the one who's streaming right now. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, still got one last. One last piece. This computer, no, this is my computer. I think my brother and I are old enough to be able to afford our own computers. Hopefully. As a matter of fact, we've reached the point where anytime we upgrade our computers, it's our dad who receives the hand-me-downs. It used to be the opposite. Dad would buy a new computer, we'd get the old one. Now it's the other way around. Okay, there we go. So this works. Let's get layer style. We're gonna do inner glow. Okay, fairly small one. Sure. That works. We could also use this as a mask for, let's say, the actual texture. But for now, this works. Beautiful. All right, so disable UVs. We're going to export this. Engine, textures, painted. And we are going to have to generate maps for this, so we're going to do Vine planes. Copy the path. Cool. All right, so now back in here. Zoltan. Image texture. Let's connect. And we need to make the material. This is only for for Blender, of course. But yeah, there we go. That's what that looks like. Oh, this is sideways. That's not good. I think everything else is correct. Oh, maybe not. Flip this. Yeah. Okay, everything else is fine. Cool. There we go. So now we should be able to convert to, or I think we should be able to just separate this by loose parts. Set the origin in the middle. Okay, and while we're here, we're going to create some alternative versions across the individual origins. And with proportional editing, You could just randomize the vertices. Yes, that's another thing that you can do. Oof, okay, some of these have stretched out a little bit too much. Could potentially do it like this. Yeah, but everything else has to match. Hmm. I don't want it to super stretch like this. You could use a curve modifier, technically. Let's make sure that we apply rotation. Reduce the displacement just a touch. And let's see. So we're gonna make a curve. Oh. Yeah, there we go. I think I should be able to copy everything else and simply copy to selected. Yeah, there we go. It kind of works. Yeah, I don't think my dad's reading the comments. Okay, we could try adjusting the UV map. There we go. Kind of the idea here. Yeah, that works. Just going to copy the property that allows me to see the modifier while we're in edit mode. Huh. That might be even more useful. Okay. Maybe we'll do linear. We could do it. Kind of clips a little bit in the texture above, but technically that top piece isn't really going to be visible that much. It's either that or we apply apply the modifier. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Can we relax? Yeah, that could work. So let's try that again. Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. We got it. We got a technique. So we stretch this out, but then smooth out anything at the bottom. This is a tricky one. Well, I think right there is pretty much the closest we're gonna get. Which project is it today? This is the Dreadtail. Cool. Alright, this works. Oh boy, we haven't saved once this entire progress. That is not good. Okay, foliage. This is vine planes. Hide this. Hide that. Alright. Alright, let's give this name. Vine plane tall 1. Tall 2. Tall 3. This is short. Okay. Next. Plane tall. Let's do curved tall. Curved or edge? Let's do edge. Interesting. Tall 1. Mid 1. I guess, sure. Tall 2. Tall 3. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's get this exported. So this is going to be, I guess, just object by parent is fine. This is going to be exported as obj. Cool. Models, foliage, props, foliage. Okay. And this is vine planes. 18 files. Cool. Now these vine planes don't have any collisions, so they can just be multi-meshes. Let's go up here. So props, foliage, vine planes, and then we're going to use the plugin to convert this to mesh instances. We can supply material first. Let's do that. I know that we've already exported the texture in the right place. Textures, painted. Find planes. Wait, hold on. Is there any other crap in here? There isn't. Good. So this is _A for albedo. Alb is what it wants, actually. Cool. And the export location is going to be materials. Okay. I guess this is custom materials. Oh, we have a foliage folder. Perfect. Generate material. Material saved, which means we can select that material. No, that's vine leaf, which means we actually have 2 foliage material folders. Huh. There we go. And where we're going to export the objects would be objects, props, and what? Props foliage, vine planes. 0 converted, 1 skipped. Right, it probably makes for a better job if I actually select the models I want to convert. Let's go vine planes. There we go. And object to scenes. 18 converted. Beautiful. And there we go. Okay. All right, beautiful. So that works. I just need to set the material. Okay, that's a little bit squished. I have to fix that up. No. Something like that will do. I'm pretty sure these things weren't facing the right direction when I exported them. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set up a node 3D. It's gonna have half scale on it. And then we'll just reset the scale here. And there we go. Okay, that doesn't seem quite right. What's happening here? Is it inside out? No, no, it's just backwards. Actually, what the heck? The heck happened there? What the? Hello? Excuse me? I don't remember it looking like this in Blender. Apply modifiers. Yes. Okay, this is a little wild. This is edge mid 1. Mid 1 is this. That does not look like it in here. Okay. You know what? I think we may or may not have to apply everything. That is... I mean, it is the modifier, but that seems like a very weird behavior. Like it should export... It should apply the modifier on export in the same exact manner. There we go. See, now it's okay. So we have to go the destructive route. Fascinating. Okay, and this one's okay now. Sheesh. Well, this actually works. Okay, it doesn't have any other texture data on it. But, you know what? I do wonder if there's perhaps what is it? Roughness metallic map generator. Because I've been using Mintex, and there's also material whatever, the tool for this one big studio was using that was made available. Metallic map, filter forge. Shader map. Cool. Shader map for Windows. Generate rendering maps in seconds. Fast map generation. So we got source. Gives us albedo, normal, ambient occlusion, cavity roughness, metallic. That's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Because the Mintex application has reversed some reversed textures. I think it's meant for Unity instead of well, other like Godot type metallic and roughness shader maps. Which, funny thing is, there's Mintex and there's also some material maker something, and both of those produce inverted maps, which means I think and then material maker, I think not material, I think it's material maker. Hold on. PBR generator. No, that's not it. It's all AI crap. No. Nope. Okay. Is it material maker? No, this is not it. There's some other software I've seen. Okay, whatever. So, yeah, this seems to be what we need because it gives us roughness, metallic, ambient occlusion, and everything. So how much is this? Shader map license below. Commercial license. 3 installations per seat. Okay. As long as this is not subscription. This usually, yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not bad. Material makers to create materials from scratch. Yeah, using like source maps and displacements and everything. Yeah, I just need to like generate some maps from this, and this actually seems like a perfect solution. So we're gonna keep that in there on the tabs. Oh, that's not what I want. Mind tree, go away. We're just gonna use mind text for the time being. Mm-hmm. Okay. Engine. I guess we could just work with it here. That's fine. So we don't have the source map here though. Mm-hmm. Drop it in as diffuse map. Cool. Yeah, that works. I'm not sure why it's so blurry though. Oh, it's blurry because this whole texture is 2K, but it's a whole bunch of tiny, tiny leaves. Got it. In hindsight, this is some pretty horrendous use of space. There's a lot of wasted space here. Yes, it is what it is. Okay, this works. Now, what do we need out of here? Diffuse? We don't need diffuse. We already have diffuse. Normal, glossiness, and reflection. Ambient occlusion? Yeah, let's include ambient occlusion. That's good. There's a normal map invert Y in Godot. Yeah, normal map is only one thing. Roughness, like there's no roughness here. We have gloss, we have specular. I think reflection is roughness. And I forget, I think gloss is metallic or specular is metallic. I think gloss is metallic. But as far as I know, reflection needs to be inverted. Yes, no? Yes. Because it's reversed here. And then gloss has to be inverted. Yeah, that's why I was looking at that piece of software. Okay, let's export. Let's call it norm. Specular is... We don't need specular, actually. Or do we? No. Okay, gloss. Metallic, or just I think it's just met. Reflection. Rough. AO, ambient occlusion. Yeah, and it doesn't combine the maps. Although we could, by the looks of it. Looks like we could have it combine the maps. That's kind of cool. Okay, that's fine for this, though. Okay, save all maps. Yeah, JPEGs are fine. This is engine, textures, floor, leaf, except it's not. Painted. Vine planes. There we go. think we'll have to populate these maps manually. Okay, start with the normal map. Okay. Oh, actually, I think we might have to flip normal as well. Which honestly, if this is how much we have to go through, it's easier to just buy a piece of software that does it right away. Let's save this map. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. Cool. Roughness. That looks literally no different. Okay. And then we've got what? Got normal ambient occlusion. All right, let's take a look at that roughness map. Which is reflection. What if we don't invert? Hmm. Dear God, that's that metallic that metallic look on it's just horrendous. Hmm. So maybe we don't flip. I mean, you should flip the gloss, but seems like a lot of work. Save this map. Metallic. Well, okay. It is what it is. Let's try getting Vine plane. Let's do mid 2. Oh, let's make sure that... You know, we should really make this face the right direction. This is going to cause a bunch of problems, but we'll deal with it. Cursor to world origin. Apply rotation. Sure. And then we got to go the nuclear route and export everything. And then, of course, we're going to lose the materials. I don't know, but I don't know in what cases we actually managed to keep the materials. There seems to be a magical condition that allows you to preserve the material choices. And then do not be deceived by the fact the materials have not disappeared yet. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of closing and reopening this whole thing. Okay, you know what? Not bad. Not bad at all. That actually seems to work. Okay, what else can we place these vines on? Do edge tall. I have no idea where that went. Hmm. You know what? Yeah, I think that normal is flipped because we're looking right at the light and it's casting a shadow. Which is curious because we had it inverted. Huh. Just gonna tone down the overall shape. Let's do save this map. Okay, so shadows should be on the left. Come on. Any day now, princess. Okay, go back here. Go back here. Really? Yeah, it seems like it doesn't need to be inverted. I did disable it, right? Yes. So if we do save this map, engine textures painted vine planes. Yes. Come on. Detect the changes, you dick. Oh, for God's sakes, what's wrong with this thing? Oh, I know what's wrong with this thing. It's, yeah, we don't have the material here. There it goes. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Now that seems like correct lighting. Cool. Of course, there is a bit of a layering issue, I think. And the layering issue has to do with the fact that the vines are on the same exact plane as the leaves. So they get this this awkward flat look to them. Now I think we can fix that by, let's say, exporting the leaves first. So let me do that. Should be fairly simple, actually. So do that, and then export the vines separately. Okay, then we have all these things. All of these are going to be using vine planes. This is already in the engine, so I should probably get this in the engine as well. Textures, painted, vine planes, albedo. Okay, so vine planes, stems. Let's call it that. And then this. So go back here. And then we need to update this texture here somehow. We have to go to the shader editor. Click on that. Node. Reload the texture. You son of a gun. There we go. Okay, now that is only the leaves. So now we're going to go to the edit mode. We're going to duplicate And then we're going to do mesh, transform, shrink, fatten. And it shrinks everything. Hold on a sec. One more time. Huh, interesting. Okay, so duplicate, move it ever so gently. And then we're going to do shrink, fatten. Shrink it down just a bit. Oh yes, and no proportional editing. Oh, that could explain why... that could explain why everything was moving together. There we go. Duplicate, cancel movement. So now it's separate. We had proportional editing on. That's what threw me off. Shrink, fatten, just a touch. And now this one, we're going to duplicate this material. And then here, we're going to use stems. Okay, well, that's not what I need, though. We need to make a second material, right? So leaves, and then stems. We're going to assign stems. We're going to make sure we copy material to selected, assign, and then what do we do? Well, then we can actually just select... Oh boy, there's a bunch of duplicates here. I guess, yeah, that's fine. We're just going to go to image, texture. That's vines, yes. And then quickly go to shader editor, connect alpha to alpha. And then go down here. And then alpha clip. Okay. And that separates the leaves from the vines with a bit of a parallax effect. Just a light one. There we go. It works. And then we should still have the same number of objects. Yes, there we go. Let's export this out. This is where we're going to run into an issue that, yeah, that we now have two materials inside of each vine. And because we have two materials, we can't use the plugin to recreate all the materials. Okay. See, the problem is that this plugin right now only allows us to select one material. This object has two materials now. We may have to make a modification to the plugin. Let's say we have select and select multiple. And if we do select multiple, that's where we would be able to select up to, I don't know, like 5 or 10 materials. Because otherwise we're risking having to go through every single one of them and having to apply the material by hand. And considering that this is not the first time we've encountered a mesh which has multiple materials that need to be applied, I think it might be a good idea for us to go through this and, yeah, give ourselves the ability to select multiple materials. So do a modification here. Okay. Okay. Select, let's add another option called select multiple. Multi. Okay. Now, material selector. Good. We're going to get another one here. Let's call it multi-material selector. Okay, so what's this going to look like? Since we have multiple, we're actually going to have to do a VBox container. Call this multi-material selector. This is called mat1. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's assume there's 10, and then we're just gonna have it populate the data. What do we populate the data? Okay. So when we click on this button, we have a signal that executes this function right here. Okay. Now, it makes the current directory of the pop-up window be whatever was written in that element last. Okay, you know what? I think we're just gonna copy this. So let's do func multi mat select. And then we're gonna pass along a field ID, and then we'll just worry about what that means afterwards. Okay, so let's go to the signal. We're gonna edit it. This is the signal you're gonna be executing, and then you're gonna send an integer of, I guess 0 is fine. And then it decided to not show anything at all. What the shit? Come on. Pressed. Connect. Okay. Shh. What? Why are you creating a new one? You asshat. Okay, one more time. With feeling. There you go. And then you send one integer containing a 0. There we go. Multi-mat select, which is right here. You're receiving one value. Good. Okay, now we got to do this on the other ones. So edit. This is the value you're receiving, except you're going to send one argument, and this is going to be 1. Good. I'm contemplating life right now on whether or not I should just automate this in the ready function. My god, programmers are lazy as shit. 5 minutes into anything laborious, immediately start thinking, how can I not do this job? The wheels of progress. Okay, is this 4? Or is this 3? 3, 4. Okay, good. 5. Six. Seven. 8. You know what? I can actually foresee an issue where we might want to have multiple materials, or we might want to be able to supply any number of materials. Even though we're technically done, I think this is really dumb. If we're gonna make this, we might as well do it right. Okay. And then we have... Let's add a button here. Okay. Okay, that's good. And then here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save this, because it's easier to save it and instance it than to create this element from scratch. So let's save branches scene. This is going to be a part of the add-on. Okay, scenes, sure. And this is multi-mat slot. Good. We're going to go into the multi-mat slot, and we're actually going to give it a button also to delete itself. Okay. That is good. Now, I figure we can probably just program this slot by itself. Let's go to scenes, except this is scripts. Multi-mat slot. Cool. So, when the button is pressed up, so when it's released, you're free. Okay, and then when this button is pressed, we can go into here, borrow this piece of code, good. We are going to use the label, the directory. There we go. Get the text from it, set the current directory of the file, open file dialog. And then what? Tell that file dialog to connect file selected object to scene material set, not declared in the current scope. Object to scene material set. Right. This does not exist. It does not exist. It should exist here. So if we take a look at the file dialog real quick, let's take a look at signals. It has file selected. That's perfect. That's what I need. So we'll do func multi-mat file selected. And that's what you're going to be connecting the signal to. Okay. Now, when this happens, we're going to set the text to be the path to the file. And that should basically be it. Okay. Beautiful. Now, we need to actually make the tool preload and instance this anytime we click on this button. So add multi-mat button. Let's do button down. Okay. Let's preload this thing. Multi-mat slot. Preload this. Go back down here. New mat slot. We're going to instantiate a new copy, and then we're going to shove it into where? Well, I think we need a VBox container here, and then get rid of this guy. Call it multi-mat slot list, and then this is going to be receiving add child new material slot. Okay, now everything that we've done here is simply stored on the plugin script side. So I think this should pretty much work. The only thing that we are missing is an ability to select which panel. Okay. So we have select. Material selector. Uh-huh. Okay, so this isn't going to be as simple. So we show the material. So if we do select, we show a single material selector, hide the multi-material selector. If we do select multi, we hide the single material selector, and then show the multi one. And then, of course, if it's anything else, we hide both. Okay. That's good. Now, does it work? So none. And we do have errors. Attempt to call function hide when base null instance on a null instance. Right, okay, so we do have to unload and reload the plugin because the node structure has changed. We can do live edits on the script. Oh, interesting. This needs to be not visible right away. Okay, so we do none, gray color, multicolor. If we do select, it shows up with a single material. If we do this one, aha. Okay. Now, that's all fine and dandy, except every time we add an element, it seems to push everything up. So I think it's about time we have switched our tool to have a scroll bar. I think it's about time. So we'll do scroll container. This may actually break a bunch of stuff, so we have to be careful. Okay, horizontal scroll disabled. Vertical scroll present. Okay. All right, well, we have a scroll bar now. Undoubtedly, a whole bunch of references will have been broken. But if we go select... Yep, there we go. Okay. So let's go to the script. Whew. So $ VBox container is going to have to be $ scroll container / VBox container. 49 matches. Whoo boy. Okay, well, here goes nothing. Okay. Multicolor. Attempt to call function get item text from base null instance 260. Oh. What the heck? Where's the / that's supposed to be there? There we go. Okay, nice. Beautiful. Okay. That's good. Now, that doesn't work. Let's fix that up. So delete. Button up. It's supposed to be queue free. Okay. Interesting. Does this work? Nope, that also does not work. So are signals created in the editor not actually getting established? That's fascinating. Okay, that might be the case. Let me try this. Ready. Let's print new button. Let's double check if this actually shows up. It does not show up. Do we have to do this? Huh. Fascinating. Let me close it. Multi-mat slot. Oh, right, because I think it has to be a tool script. Just like this one. Yes. That's right. Hey, there we go. So now that works. And now I think that we just need to do this and this. Multi-material. Yes, beautiful. Okay. So all that's left to do is to go in our Eisenstadt Studio plugin, and when we click OBJ to scenes, we need to check what type of what is the new type of material application that we're using here. So this is executed here. There we go. So when we do select, and then the last option is when we do multi-select, select multi. Cool. We already have a loop that loops through the number of slots. So we simply need to access, let's see, We need to access this node right here. So var material. Let me just do this one step at a time. Multi-mat list. Multi-mat list. We're gonna get child X. So that's gonna give us a particular one of these. Okay, inside of one of these we have obj to tscn mat directory, which we haven't actually tested to see if that still works. So get node. Yep, get this node. Get the text of that node. And that is the material mat path. That's the path to the material. And then we're going to load that material. Now, we have to make sure that the child actually exists. So we're going to do if talk to this node again, get child. Does get child fail, or does it return null if there's nothing? No child exists in given index. This method returns null, and an error is generated. Okay, I don't want an error. So we're gonna go ahead and not do that. Cool. Although it is only for the editor, so maybe we can take advantage of that. Let's try this. So if there is no child, and technically it is going to have something in it. It's going to attempt to load a path. So that might be okay, actually. We get the text. If it's empty, where it doesn't point to a valid material, it throws an error. It's an editor tool. It should throw an error. So I think that should be a-okay. Alrighty. Well, I think that's it. Let me try this. Okay. Let me quickly create a material. I think we need for this one. Textures. Yes, painted. Vine planes, and this is vine plane stem. Come on. Okay. Transparency, alpha scissor. Okay, so it's there, and we're just gonna save it right now for the time being. No other maps. Foliage, vine, planes, stems. Okay, so now let's do the test. So we know that we have vines. We got all these. We know that we want to export them. Objects, props. Bunker, what is it? Foliage. Vine planes. We're going to save it here. We're going to override. This needs to be nothing more complex than mesh instance. And then it's going to use multi. And there's two materials. So the first one is the leaves. So go materials. Props, foliage. No? Oh, okay. It's a little bit different. It's just foliage. Vine planes. Yes. That's the first one. And the second one, Materials. By the way, I can actually do something like this. Copy this, paste it in, and then it didn't work. Got it. Okay. Never mind then. Stems. Okay. And that's it. The output is props foliage vine planes. That's good. Object to scenes. 18 converted. So close this. Don't save. Close that. Okay. And then open. Oh, hey, look at that. It worked. The multi-material works. Interesting. So we should be able to very easily set up multi-layer leafy greens, leafy vines. Just have 3 separate layers in Krita. One for the stems, one for the first layer of leaves, and then one for the second layer of leaves, and then we're good. And we can make it as complex as we really want. Okay. Well, that is perfect. And just like that, we now have yet another addition, useful addition to our plugin. Okay, I'm just going to double check. Yeah, seems like it worked everywhere. Okay. And then this one technically worked, just needs encouragement. Save room 2. Oh. Okay, why are you still like this? Probably because it doesn't want to get updated. Okay, save room 2. Open it up. Huh, interesting. Okay. There we go. Cool. Now the vines themselves don't actually have proper textures. So let me open diffuse. Engine textures painted vine planes. Sure, except this has to be a pung file. Sure, that looks good. Or as good as it can. Map exported settings. Save all maps. There we go. This is vine plane stem. Okay. Okay, normals. Give us that dimension. Roughness. Cool. Metallic. I think I'm definitely gonna have to invest into that tool. Cool. Perfect. Maybe the choice of leaves isn't necessarily the best, but it is what it is. Let me double check something. Resolution also could be better. But, cool. That's fine. Alrighty. And yeah, just like that, we now have yet one more decorative component. I think we can wrap it up here. Oh, interesting. That's an OBJ file. We'll have to find a way to fix up the UV coordinates. Maybe it actually makes more sense to create the geometry first, as in, it's kind of what we did here. We created the geometry, then we exported UVs, and then we painted. Maybe it would have made more sense to say, okay, besides these ones, we also need these ones. Do the same thing. First, we prepare the geometry, we bend everything that needs to be bent, then we unwrap, and then we paint. Because then the UVs would not have been distorted. And then we wouldn't have to deal with this whole issue. But that's okay. Again, it's part of the learning process. Also, having multiple layers of more freestanding individual leaves might be a good idea here. Oh, we could just blast foliage on anything. Nice. I think maybe we need to rig this thing so that we can mess around with a single point in space. You're back. Back again. Man, this is actually going to be a huge addition. Huge benefit to the whole overall level design. Because you can make this crap grow out of everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere. It's awesome. Shadows with Alpha Scissor works great. Yeah, it just adds a bit of a complexity at very little to no extra cost. Can you playtest the game? Sure. That is the wrong scene I'm running. There we go. Building out that main scene. Okay, nice. You know, I noticed that my scroll wheel doesn't actually work as fast, or as much, or as well. Let me just double check something. Okay, where's this whole thing? This is an input. So I remember that I had to put in a timer because I was actually skipping. Is this a horror game? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, now it's... Oh, yeah, you see? You see how it's like skipping? It's skipping each inventory slot. So that's why I had implemented this little time delay. But maybe... And the reason I'm doing this in the input event is because the scroll did not work in the process. But maybe now it does. Let me see if I can move it to process input. Sure. Let's try this. Did you make the main menu? There is no main menu. Are you an AI? You should sound like an AI. You seem to be asking questions that are not all entirely in the realm of possibilities. Unless you're asking, is there a main menu already existing here? There is not. Hey, that works. Cool. I like how the hands go. Ugh. Okay, never mind it. Alright, I'll go back. If you cycle through the items quickly. Okay, there we go. So what do we got? Alright. Yeah, maybe having multiple layers would be helpful. Also self-shadowing. Subsurface scattering kind of blurs out the image. Also, I see a weird grid appear, actually. What the heck? Okay, maybe not. I think I just need better roughness and metallic maps, because this I have a feeling that this might be more optimized for Unity. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Cool. Doesn't work well for planes. Well, I mean, it looks great inside of the texture generator. But, yeah. You know what? Maybe we'll, take a look at this tool. Because this seems like exactly what I need. Right up my alley. Speed and memory, map filters, PBR, normal map editor, scripting in Lua. That's interesting. All right, cool. Well, we did do what we set out to do, which is create hanging vines, or vine planes. We can probably improve on it. I think maybe the shape of the leaf is also a little awkward. Maybe work on that for a bit. But for today, the task, after I had set up the vines, is to finish the safe room mechanic, which is having it scan for otherworldly entities nearby, and then, you know, switch this sign to warn the player if there's caution or if it's in the clear. So that is going to be the next step. We're going to have basically patches of random little chunks of concrete with planes or plants, paranormal plants paranormal infused plants scattered around the location, and then the player has to locate them and destroy them before they can enter this area. Okay, that's what we're going to go for, but that will be done in the next one because it's already been 3 hours. I need to take a break. Cool. All right, fellas, we'll be back later. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate the company.